It was a quiet Tuesday afternoon in Maple Creek, a small town in the heart of Ohio where not much ever happened. The Sunnyside diner was barely half full. A few regulars lingered over coffee, chatting about the weather or the local high school football team. Behind the counter stood Jenna, a 26-year-old waitress with a tired smile and a heart that never gave up. Jenna worked double shifts most days. Since losing her mom, and with her younger brother Ben diagnosed with a rare condition, she had become both the breadwinner and caregiver of the family. She never complained. She just worked harder. Her tips barely covered the bills, but she always greeted customers with a warm smile and remembered their usual orders. That day, just after the lunch rush, an elderly man walked in. His clothes were worn, his boots scuffed, and a faded cap with the word veteran stitched across the front sat atop his gray hair. His shoulders were stiff, his steps slow, but his eyes were sharp, scanning the room carefully. He sat at a booth in the corner, alone. Jenna approached, with her usual gentle smile. "What can I get you, sir?" she asked. He hesitated. "Just a cup of black coffee. That's all I need." Jenna could tell he hadn't eaten. His hands trembled slightly as he reached into his pocket, pulling out a few crumpled bills. He looked embarrassed. "Coming right up," she said, walking away. But something tugged at her heart. Moments later she returned, not just with coffee but with a full plate. Eggs, bacon, hash browns, toast. She set it down gently in front of him. "I didn't order this." "No charge," she said softly. "It's on me. Just thank you for your service." The old man stared at her, then gave a slow, solemn nod. "You have no idea what this means." Jenna just smiled and walked back to the counter. She hadn't done it for praise. She did it because it felt right. As the man quietly ate, a few patrons took notice. Some gave disapproving glances, worried she was giving away food for free. Mr. Raymond, the diner's owner, a tight-lipped man in his 60s, came out from the back. "You paying for that?" he asked gruffly. "Yes, sir." "Out of my own tips," Jenna replied, without flinching. He grunted, shook his head, and walked away. When the man finished his meal, he stood and walked over to Jenna. "You remind me of someone I lost a long time ago. Kind heart, strong spirit. Take care of yourself." Jenna simply waved him goodbye. He left quietly. That night Jenna came home exhausted. She heated up some leftover soup for Ben and sat beside him while he did his homework. She never told anyone about the man or the meal. It was just another moment, one of many, where she chose kindness, even when she had little to give. The next day began like any other. Jenna was back at the diner before sunrise, wiping tables and refilling sugar jars. The sun had barely risen when a low rumble shook the ground. Dishes clinked, coffee cups rattled. Jenna looked out the window and froze. Rolling down Main Street were 3 military tanks. Behind them, armored trucks and sleek black SUVs. They came to a stop right in front of the Sunnyside diner. The street filled with soldiers in crisp uniforms. Customers gasped. Mr. Raymond dropped a tray. Jenna ran outside, heart pounding. From the lead SUV, a man stepped out in full-dress uniform and dark sunglasses. He walked straight toward her. "Ma'am, are you the one who served coffee and breakfast to a veteran yesterday?" Jenna nodded slowly, confused. "That man is retired General Thomas Whitaker, a national hero and the father of the Secretary of Defense," the man explained with a respectful smile. "And he personally requested we come here to thank you." Before Jenna could respond, another SUV door opened. Out stepped the general himself. No longer in his worn jacket, but in a sharp suit, smiling warmly. And just like that, Jenna's quiet life was about to change forever. She stood frozen, outside the Sunnyside diner, unsure if this was real. She'd seen tanks on TV, never parked outside her workplace. The whole town had gathered, lining the sidewalks, whispering, pointing, recording the unbelievable scene. General Whitaker approached Jenna slowly, smile kind and steady. Behind him followed his son, the Secretary of Defense. Jenna blinked, stunned. "Miss Jenna," the general began, "yesterday you treated an old man with more kindness and dignity than he's been shown in years. You didn't do it for attention or a reward. You simply saw someone in need and helped. That's the kind of hero the world needs more of." Jenna's eyes welled with tears. "I just brought you breakfast," she whispered. He chuckled. "You did much more than that. You reminded me what I fought for: decency, compassion, humanity." Just then, Mr. Raymond burst through the doors, scrambling to save face. "General Whitaker, so good to see you again. Jenna's one of our best, always going above and beyond." "Is that so?" the general replied, turning toward him. "Because yesterday I saw you scold her for paying for my meal. That didn't feel like appreciation." Mr. Raymond's smile faltered. "Well, I didn't know who you were, sir." "That's the point," the general said calmly. "She didn't know either, and still chose to be kind." Then he turned back to Jenna, placing a firm hand on her shoulder. "You deserve better." He handed her a small black envelope. Inside, a gold-embossed invitation and a check. Jenna's hands trembled as she read. "Full scholarship to any college of your choice. All expenses paid. Courtesy of the Whitaker Family Foundation." Beneath it, a check for $100,000.